when I see drama and I see the main characters finally kissing each other, it's not like a real kiss. It's they're just putting their mouths together. Oh, that's true. But in Crayon Shin-chan, I think the message is don't do the things that Shin-chan does.
Right.
区別できないアメリカ
Like the first time I came to Japan and I went into a konbini and they said いらっしゃいませ and I was like, oh, いらっしゃいました Like when you hang out with your Japanese friend, right? You need a place.
こんにちは全人類と友達になるとこ僕がミスタージです。そして
アナです。
マンディビーブルーです。
Byron des from America, not European.
今日のテーマはヨーロッパ人だけが感じる日本へのカルチャーショックについて。
Dang, Anna, what are you doing in Tokyo? Oh man.
What do you mean? This is Osaka.
Oh, really?
Oh, it is Osaka. That's
いや
right.
多分負けるよ
That's
3対1だから
That's right.
今日もね大阪からアナが出張してまいりましたということで間違えて新幹線乗ってきたよね。
What do you mean? This is Osaka.
あ、ダメだあこれまでねたくさんカルチャーショックとか逆カルチャーショックとかいろいろね動画撮らせて
ショック。
あー、なるほどね。10万ボルト、10万ボルト。はいはい。10万ボルトはショックっていう。
分からんし分かっても思んないし
思んない思んない
よくないよくない、
はい
今までいろいろカルチャーショックについて話をしてきたと思うんですが
Yeah, like this.
そう、しかしちょっとこれ良くなかったなって思うことがありましたよ。
Okay, like what? We're foreign?
だから日本か日本以外かで全部分けちゃってた。
あ
で今日はなんとこうヨーロッパからね、まあヨーロッパもまだでかいけどまあヨーロッパ組が2人揃ってるわけですよ。
Nice.
はい。
はい、
Yeah,
だ
no
だーん
power.
そうということでアメリカ一旦置いといてー。
See ya. Goodbye.
ヨーロッパ人だけが感じるこう日本へのカルチャーショックみたいなのを今日用意してきてもらいましたので一個ずつ話していきたいと思います。
それでは
Let's find out!
1個目。
ババ
ベン
キスとハグをしない。
Then how do you make
確かに
children?
I mean, 少子高齢化 for a reason, no?
Yeah.
なるほどね。
Yeah. I mean, we're very physical. European people are really very physical. I mean, in Spain, we say hello giving 2 kisses.
On the cheek.
Oh yeah. So you greet people like go left and right and then right and left, or it depends on like
Depends
the
on the
cheeky,
people,
right?
right?
Okay.
We go this. That's it. Yeah.
And you make the sound.
You make the sound. You have
Yeah,
to
you make the sound. You don't have to kiss it.
Can you make the sound again? I want to see if you improved from last time. Try it. Try it.
No.
Yeah. Cut. Cut.
残します。
Yeah. Cut.
I feel dirty now.
It needs to be shorter, man.
You like held it. You were like in love with the person you were greeting.
Yeah.
Are you doing that to Utada Hikaru? Like, what are you doing, man? Yeah. わかります。
これは最初に挨拶する時の話よね。
Yeah.
それもう初対面の人でもやるの。
Yeah.
会社の人は
Depends on the company. Sometimes.
What kind of you talking about? What kind of company does that? How do you
急に
No,
おっさん
if it's a woman, there's a lot of times where when a man goes and automatically thinks, okay, this is a woman, so I have to give it 2 kisses. And they don't think about giving the hand or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
If
So-
they're in a corporate environment, then yes, you
shake
shake hands.
Question: Do
Yeah.
dudes do that too? Like,
Not to each other.
Okay.
Not to.
but
not
if there's like
between
one
dudes.
female, then everyone does it to each other, or like the guys just don't kiss.
So female works, female guy works, guy no.
Guy, no. Okay.
Unless you're in the Emirates.
Ah, okay.
Emirates,
Then
yeah.
kissing is
In
okay for
Emirates.
dudes.
But not okay for like dudes and girls anymore.
Not okay for dudes and girls. Okay.
Yeah.
So just
In the
dude on dude
Emirates.
in the Emirates.
Yeah.
Okay. So just depending on where you go.
エミレッツって飛行機の話。
The country, man.
The country. The country. Yeah.
UAE.
Bro.
UAE.
シン
UAE.
プルに間違えたな。
Yes, yes, yes.
カットかな。
yes. It's just like you can't say that about all of America because sometimes we have some European people coming into the country and then they do that and it's like, oh, do you guys do that out there? And so we're pretty much open to the idea. But then from an American, just Ipan Tekina American, don't do that. Maybe handshake. I mean, Corona, it's now elbow, right? Maybe you would just do the hello as of right now. But Mukashiwa is mostly like akshu.
握手なんや。
Yeah, yeah.
Also, if it's not just aisatsu, if it's more like a couple thing, it's very common in Europe to just find people making out on the streets, maybe sitting on a bench or stuff like that. Even just like holding hands and then kissing passionately out of nowhere in front of everyone else. And in Japan, it's so weird to find that.
なんで日本人しないのああいう
やつでしょ。
That's not how it sounds.
恥ずかしいからでし
恥ずかしいからね。
ょ。
恥ずかしいから。
But
Demo-
like, isn't it the story that like when you're in love, you can only see that only one person, only the person that you're in love to, and everyone becomes secondary, becomes invisible.
周りの人は
Yeah, yeah.
見えないよね。
Yeah.
空気読めるから、みんな繋がってるから、わかんない。
あー
1.5 メートル左後ろに誰かいるな。やめとこってなる。
わ
I heard from Japanese friends that they've never seen their parents being affectionate to each other, like kissing or hugging.
Have you seen Mr. Fuji? Have you seen your parents being affectionate?
Yeah.
だから後ろからこのギュッくらいは見たことあるかもしれないけど、
Okay, ラブラブじゃん。
チュッチュみたいなのは見たことないんじゃない？
ない。Then how do they learn? How do Japanese people learn how to kiss on like the pillow if they're not seeing their parents kiss?
本から。
Really?
あーだからね、まあ、
Oh, why? Are you speaking from experience?
No, 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 but when I see drama and I see the main characters finally kissing each other, it's not like a real kiss. It's they're just putting their mouths together,
Oh, that's true.
and that's it. It's like that's it.
ああ、そうか。だって慣れてない初めてのキスだからってことよね。
Like a high touch?
It's like a high
まあ
touch.
まあ、
It's
リ
like-
ッ
it's
プ
like
タッチ、リップタッチ。
They don't even move
Whereas-
their mouths. That's it. Is that a kiss? That's not a kiss.
Right.
That's an accident.
もうなんなら、結構日本の描写でよくあるのが、距離感がわかんないから、最初やろうとしておでこバンとぶつかって、みたいな。
Oh shit.
Nice.
初めてのチューで。
初めてのチュー。君とチュー。
Like when you
So
fail
true.
to kiss in Kaigai, it's just like you butsukaru your nose into each other.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
that's-
that
yeah,
hurts.
I can't
Like,
relate to that.
You can't kiss like this. You have to go like this to kiss.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I've
まあ
never
僕も
thought
その
about
気持
that.
ちわかる。メガネかけてるから。
I see. I think that Americans, the extent of which we greet each other is a hug, and that's even at showtime. And like some people are like, "I'm a hugger, get in here, come here." Like that's probably an extent in what we do. But,
Huggers.
Hoggers, yeah. I'm trying to think about all the times that I have greeted somebody with a kiss, and it is probably only family. Because I greet my mom like this. Oh, hi, mom. I've done that.
Okay, okay,
I've
okay.
done that. It's like, oh, good to see you. Mwah. And then we
One? Just one?
hope kiss. Yeah, just one.
Okay.
Just one. I think I've only done that exclusively in my family. You know, when Spain takes over, like we just take a couple of things that we like from there.
You took,
Okay,
you took
okay.
just...
のことな。
Yeah, but thank you, man.
Okay.
Thank you, man. You gave us
You're
a lot of
welcome.
things.
You're welcome. De nada, de nada.
Like-
In the family, there's always maybe mom or an aunt or a grandma. There, instead of one kiss here, is like
Oh yeah, they do that.
they're like very like loud noises like in your hopeta, and it's like, grandma, I'm gonna get deaf from this. I cannot hear anything. I just hear it. Like,
お前そのキスマークどうしたんだよって。いや、おばあちゃんにつけられてさ。
Whoa, chill out, chill out.
ハグは一緒ヨーロッパとアメリカ。
そう
大
You guys
体。
hug, right?
yeah, yeah,
基
yeah.
本的に一緒
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes there's people that don't do the two kisses, just hug, or maybe hug and two kisses.
Right, like you hug first and then you go outside and mwah, mwah.
Yeah.
Is it in Nihon? Is it daitai just the hand and a very short bow, like that?
そう。
That's the equivalent.
キスしないでした。おお。
次は絶対にカフェに行く。
Aww.
Wait, what do you mean?
どういうこと？
I'm thirsty. Of course I'm gonna go.
Like when you hang out with your Japanese friend, right? You need a place to hang out. Like you have to like go to a cafe or like go have lunch together or like go to the gas and go to I don't know a bar or something. Whereas in Europe, you don't necessarily need a place. You can
Yeah.
just like let's hang out in the park.
You had to create an excuse in Japan, like,
Yeah.
hey, I found this new coffee shop, or hey, this movie just got released, so let's go. But
Right.
in Spain, it's just like, hey, do you want to hang out? Sure.
Yeah.
Tomorrow? Yeah. But do what? I don't know. Let's go to the park. We just want to talk to each other and be with each other. We don't need an excuse for create that thing from happening.
Like whenever I see a message from my friends who are like 最近空いためっちゃおしゃれのカフェあるんやけど一緒に行かない Whereas with my Romanian friends would be like, hey, you free tomorrow? Okay,
Yeah.
let's meet up.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
それ男同士でもそれすんの
Yeah, yeah, right?
I have a question,
性別
Mr.
かけない
Fuji, since we all lived in Osaka. Sorry, Mandy. You don't invite people to just like hang out near Yodo River or something? Like, 川沿いになん
いやだか
からそこで
ゼロじゃないよもちろん、
Okay.
ゼロじゃないけどでも10回あって1回くらいじゃない大体、いや
Oh,
もっと
really?
少ないかもねなんか
What?
要はただ外でブラブラしようぜってことでしょ
Yeah.
But
Something.
I mean, when I first came to Japan, I didn't have a lot of savings, and I need to work a lot and do a lot of things like baito and stuff like that. So I was very concerned about the way that I was spending my money. And then I got a friend, and she always wanted to go to a very expensive cafes, and I end up stopping my friendship with her because I needed to save money.
Dang.
I wanted to see her because I like her, but every time we saw each other, I end up spending a lot of money in going to a very expensive cafe and taking a parfait that we needed for the Instagram picture and stuff like that. And it was like, I just want to talk to you about, how are you and maybe family, friends, or job or something like that. So let's do something else. And I didn't know how to say that, so I end up stop talking to her.
You hear that, Mandy's friend? You're too expensive to hang out with. Just wanted to let you know that.
I mean,
You're-
back in that time,
高い女だよ
ケチじゃないんだけどね。あの時はめちゃくちゃ貯金しないといけなかったんだからごめんね。But in Spain, I never felt that feeling that if I hang out with this person, I will need this amount of money because I always spend this. I never felt that way in Spain.
都会とか田舎に住んでる人たちで違うとは思うけど家に来て一緒にゲームするとかじゃない限り外で会おうってなったら公園は結構少ない気がするわやっぱり、
What?
もし 2,3 回公演が続いたら、あれお金ないのかなこの人ってちょっと思う
Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing? Like,
いや悪くはないけど
we don't even think about whether or not this person has money or not. Because weren't you saying at lunch that even rich people, or depending on how much money you make, just hang out at the park in general because they just
Yeah.
want to be your friend and hang
Yeah,
out, right?
it's a park or maybe a house because in Europe houses are way bigger than maybe in Tokyo. So when we think about someone that we like and it's like, hey, I just have this new type of coffee. Do you want to come home? And then we hang out for the whole day together and we don't spend any money. It's just us talking on the dinner table and that's it.
It's really interesting because when I went to school in Minami, California, I actually got a culture shock in my state because when I was born and raised in the northern part of California, and people are like that in Europe, right? If you wanted to hang out with a friend, you would just, hey, do you want to hang out? Cool. What do you want to do today? And then I remember one of my friends like, oh, I got this really cool secret, man. And then I'm like, okay. And I just got in this car, and then he was like, it's like the secret is right here. You just have to wait for it. And we like ran past like this like stoplight. It was green, but there was just like this random hump. And so if you speed up, it just like boom, boom, and that's just what we ended up doing. Right? And he's like, oh, wasn't that so cool? And I was like, yeah, that was cool, man. But it's like, that's pretty much like how we hang out. You just be together and you do like dumb stuff. It doesn't matter if you have to go to a place or you have to like hang out on the street or eat tacos somewhere. It's like, oh, where do you want to sit? Oh, look at that sidewalk. All right, let's just chill here. I'm tired. But then when I went to Minami, California, like we would get tacos with my friends, and then it's like, oh, is there like a table somewhere? It seemed not very dainty, but like there always needs to be like a place where you're just like chanto shiteru, and I'm like, what? That's the minna, come on, right? And I just felt like I needed to awaseru my personality to that of Minami, California, because not a lot of people did that. I mean, granted, it was a pretty affluent place, so I think that people are more dainty, but in my kankaku living in North America, you just hang out for the sake of hanging out, whether or not you have money or you don't have money. Like, the purpose is just to be together as friends. The place comes later. because
Yeah.
you know there's
Yeah.
no yoyakusei anywhere. It's like
Exactly.
oh, I know this place like I don't know an hour and a half away. They have really good burritos. You want to go at 1 a.m? Yes, let's
Yes,
go.
let's go.
Boom. Go there and then come back home. It's 3 a.m. You're dead the next day, but you hung out with your friends.
And that's enough.
3回連続で公園に行っても全然おかしくないってこと
おかしくない。
Yeah,
おかしくない。
全然
いや
大丈夫。
別になんかめっちゃ仲良かったらいけるとは思うけどね。
Or the thing that you do in Romania, you hang out in front of your block, and you just hang out there and talk and eat sunflower seeds.
やっぱ貧乏。
おー、ピーパス、ピーパス。
ということで必ずカフェに行くでした。
はい。
これでも本当になんで日本人は結構カフェというか、まあ、目的を持って友達と会うことが多いのか分かる方いたらよかったら教えてください。はい次。
お店で会話しない. I think I've said it before in another video, but like the first time I came to Japan and I went into a kombini and they said, いらっしゃいませ! And I was like, oh, いらっしゃいました. and then I kept looking at the 店員さん, okay? Because like, oh, we just said konnichiwa to each other, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So that means we
Talk
start a
to me.
conversation.
talk to me!
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
いらっしゃいませって言われてあんまりこんな感じかな。
Yeah, it looks like you're ashamed that they said 挨拶 that they said いらっしゃいませ to you.
いらっしゃいました。私です。
何様
You know when you go on the street and you see like a colleague or like an ex-classmate or like your teacher that you didn't want to see outside of like work or something and they're like trying to say hello to you like hey Anna and you're like no, I don't know you.
Yeah, it
That's
feels
what
like,
it feels
yeah.
like when you go into the
Avoidance.
combini.
Avoidance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. In Spain, every time that you get inside the store, you say hello. You
Yeah.
start the conversation. And then the other person, the Tainsa, is the one who replies. And sometimes we got a conversation, like a casual conversation.
Yeah.
Like the weather is good today, or look, you just arrived and we have this fresh out of the oven and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can probably count on my fingers on how many times it's just happened to me in Japan
Yeah,
where somebody
yeah.
actually tried to start a conversation.
Yeah.
And it's only happened at Starbucks and the Pokemon Center. That's it.
てんてんてんてんてん
Yeah. I just bought dun, 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 exactly. Like I bought Pokemon cards and then they're just like, 狙いカードとかありますか? That's it.
あ、そんな喋りかけてきてくれる。
Yeah. I was like, and then I was shocked. Because like I was just trying to go get my cards, get out of there. I was just like, here I go, and then and then they switched to English because they probably thought that I couldn't understand Japanese, and I'm like, so I was just so shocked that teacher would talk to me, right? Because I'm not used to having a conversation in Japan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But then once they talk to him, it's like, oh crap, like this. You want to talk to me? Like what?
Right
What's
now?
going
We're
on?
having a conversation right
Yes,
NPC だったんじゃないそれ。
probably NPC, and then
now? そうな気がする。
yeah, they probably had just like lines that they like practice, and then they have to say it to like every 5 other customers.
ここ
Right?
になかった。ここに
Would you like to heal your Pokemon?
Yes,
Hey, 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 hey.
ポケモンセンターっていうポケモンのグッズが売ってあるお店があるよね。
そうそうそう
一応言っとくとね。
No matter Japanese are so good at making games.
Yeah,
They're all
that's right.
NPCs.
They're
There
all
we
used
go.
to. You know what is super funny? They're trying to have a conversation with that people, especially sometimes with girls that say that high key, いらっしゃいませ! And then you try to have a conversation with her, and she cannot keep the high tone. So she starts talking with her original voice, and it's like, oh, now we're talking.
Yeah. Isn't it like the Sekyaku voice when they go higher?
もちろん。
Right? Okay. Okay.
ありがとうございます。
Yeah.
ありがとうございました。またお越しくださいませ。
あ、そうだ。
She goes shopping a lot. She definitely goes shopping a lot.
Yes.
Or like
Yeah.
sometimes in Japan they would yell in the microphone like なんとかなんとかの新作ができましたみたいな Whereas I feel like in Europe it would be like you make conversation, you have zatsudan, and then the 店員さん like, oh by the way we got a new batch of this clothing line. Do you
Yeah.
wanna check it out?
Yeah.
I bet it would match you perfectly.
Yeah, but it's more casual.
Yeah.
It's less invasive. In Japan, it's more like, これは素敵ですよね。すごく似合いますね。じゃあ今日は 50% なので、ぜひ。And it's like all the time when you're walking, that person is like, I don't want to say like a karasu, but it feels like,
they're like a Pikachu following you.
yeah,
behind
like
you?
following you all the time, and
Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable and I want to leave that store. In Spain, it's more like, oh, just take a look.
I
And
wanna-
you try something, it's like, oh, it's really good, but it feels authentic.
It feels like they wouldn't say that to you unless they actually think it.
Yeah,
So to
yeah.
say, right? There's no like rule book, like sales rule book that like you have to try to sell this person that.
At the same time, casual conversation just happens because you acknowledge that that person is not an NPC in Spain. It's like, because you said good morning and they said good morning. And sometimes they add something to the good morning. Oh, good morning today. It's a great day, right?
Yeah, how's your day going? Yeah.
Yeah, how's your day going? Are you searching for something in particular? Can I help you with something? So just let me know.
That's also
Right.
because like they don't talk to you in a sales voice. They just use their normal voice.
Yes, it feels more natural. That's why sometimes in Japan, when someone talks to you in a normal voice, I end up buying everything they're trying to sell to me. It's so terrible. I mean, especially in small businesses, like small stores, that there's like a oba-chan, and there's this oba-chan saying, oh, today we made oshiruko and it's tetsukuri because I'm making this new hobby. Will you try some my oshiruko? And I was like, oh my god, I'm on a diet, but but okay, because you're just seeing yourself so happy because you wanted to make it. Oh my god, and then I
I'll
buy
buy
it.
all of them.
And then I buy it.
I have a question. So, like, when you guys go to, like, I don't know, a clothes store, maybe in Europe and in Japan, does, like, the Teinsan, like, follow you everywhere?
In Europe, no.
In Europe?
No,
So, in Europe,
that-
it doesn't happen, right?
If a Teinsan does that and you're like with your friend, you start complaining about the Teinsan for being too much up your ass.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like, that happens a lot, like, you know, in Japan as well, I've realized. Like, if you go to, like, an oshare no toko, like, even if it's not Hermes or not, like, Rolex or any of the sort, like, the Teinsan, like, follows you around. And like, osayashi toka, like, arimasu ka? You know, I want to personify on what that feels to, like, someone from America for Fuji. Feels like this. お探しとかありません。大丈夫です。間に合ってます。アプリとかありますんで。
いやないもうちょっと今見てるだけなんで、はい。
That's how it feels. That's how it feels.
I feel like I just watched a BL.
I understand, like, they're doing their job, right? That's probably what they were taught, and that's how you sell more products. And granted, it does bring in more profits, right? But for us, it's like you see a lot of things in America, like Reels, actually paying people off to stop doing that. It's like, hey, can I pay you like $100 to stop following me? Right?
Oh, that could be good. That could be good.
Yeah,
In Spain, if the Teinsan is following you around the store, maybe because you look suspicious and you might be robbing something.
Yeah, you
So the Teinsan thinks that you look suspicious and you're about to steal something from the store. That's the only way that feels like reasonable to this guy to keep following you around.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I had it in Japan and I had to kirikai on my brain because like they will look at you and like follow you and I'm like, I swear I'm not stealing anything.
Yeah.
Ah, that's right.
I swear. I'm an honest person.
ということで、
はい。
ということで
日本は挨拶するけど、
いらっしゃいませ。
仕返しがないね。
仕返しがね。
返しがね。
返しがない
らっしゃいました。
いらっしゃいました。
で雑談もないでしょ。
あんまりね、あんまり。
でこっちはもう喋り好きすぎるヨーロッパ人なんで挨拶もあって返しもあって、雑談もある。
なるほど。
でアメリカはさすがザ・インディビジュアリスティックで人による。
If you want to talk, you can talk. If you don't
Yeah.
want to talk and they want to not continue the conversation, you don't have to if you don't wish to.
お店で会話しないでした。
えい。
いらっしゃいませ。
やっぱでも違いあるんだね。まあちょっとここでくくっちゃっていいんかわかんないけど、まあ今のところね、今のところアメリカと日本とやっぱ違うんだね。
あと2つあんねんけど、
はい
トピックとして今回は
逆に。
逆にね、
うん
実は日本とヨーロッパは似てるけどアメリカとは全然違うっ
おお。
Like what?
さあ戦うぞ。
ていうトピッ
Why
ク
does
が
it have to be
あり
war
ま
with
す。
you, okay?
次、
レベン。
アメリカ人服ダサい。
怖っ。
Man.
I'm sorry.
Damn, dude.
I'm sorry, man.
What the hell? You think this is dasai, minna? You think this is dasai?
まあバイロンはちょっとおしゃれすぎるよな。
Wow, thanks.
アメリカ人はそのオンとオフめちゃくちゃはっきりしてる気がしてて、服の、もういつも全く気にしませんみたいな。でも、パーティーになった時はもう誰よりもジョラーンっていう感じで行くイメージがすごいある。
Okay, I'll give you an example. It's something that American does, but like European and Japanese would never do. It's Americans would go to school in their pajamas.
Oh yeah.
パジャマ。
Well, I mean, I
There
think
are
we need to
people-
explain a little bit more about what
Sweatshirts.
a pajama is.
Like
Everybody's kankaku is like going to Gelato Peak.
そう、ハローキティがここに。
Yeah, or like a kigurumi. Like a
like a
kigurumi.
kigurumi?
That's like Nihonjin no kankaku no pajama.
Ah,
so.
right,
But then
right,
for
okay,
us, like, we're just the regular Ipanjin. Pajama can be sweatpants and a tank top.
Right,
Like
yeah,
yoga pants
right.
or like athletic wear.
Yeah, like
Really comfy,
Higos.
by the way. Dang.
Or like you have those like red with squares pants.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's like a pajama, right? And
Yeah,
that's-
or like you would see Americans, especially in California, the girls would be like always in yoga pants and then oversized shirt.
Oh yeah.
確かに要はスウェットで外歩けるかって言われたら、厳しいよね。
だってちょっと恥ずかしいじゃん。
そう渋谷とかをスウェットで大学行きますとかっていう人は結構少ないんじゃない？別に悪いって言ってるわけじゃなくて、なんかなかなかハードル高いけど、でもそれが結構普通な感じなんや。
Well, there's a lot of ways to explain this. One being if the girls in yoga pants, right? They want to be number one comfy, right? It's a lot of comfort over style. Right?
Yes.
Gym culture is very popular in the States. Therefore, you're going to see a lot of people in very stylish joggers, right? Which is like a cross between like good pants and you know, sweatpants, right? So you kind of want to be a little bit dressy, but not too dressy. But even joggers are kind of dressy to the regular California, right? And because people have a busy schedule, like they want to go 30 minutes for the gym, like, you know, that's our chokozap, okay? We want to go for a little 30 minutes or like an hour, right? And then we want to go to work after, right? But we want to be comfy. So even just the regular Shakaijin is going to do that. And on top of that, students, they're not going to focus too much on like what they look like. All they have to go to is a lecture for like 3 hours, and they're going to be there with their computer or like taking notes the whole time. Who are they trying to impress? Right? Maybe if there's a cute girl or cute guy in your class, of course. But people don't prioritize looking good to just study on their own. If you go on a date, yes, of course, dress up a little bit, right? But then if you're just going to go about your day, you're not meeting anybody, or even if you just meet casually with friends, you're going to wear something super comfy. Right? Like I think when girls they go on dates, they wear really, really nice clothes and like they put on makeup, and then after your 5th date and after you start becoming boyfriend and girlfriend, you just see them every day in a sweater and yoga pants sugata. You know, that's just their default. Why? It's comfy. It's very comfortable. They don't have to do anything.
Okay, okay,
No
okay.
effort,
こい
and
つ
then
めっ
go.
ちゃ喋るやん。
9 times out of 10, I want to be comfortable. And that is Yusen
Yeah.
for someone who
guess,
lives
yeah.
in California. If I'm going to dress up, then there has to be an occasion.
Okay.
Right? Like, I'm not going to do it just because I have to chanto steru, because everybody is chanto steru. I don't care about everybody else. What matters is
Yeah,
me.
yeah. That's the big difference
yeah.
between
Yeah.
America and the rest of the countries, I guess.
Right.
Individualism is what matters the most. Then I don't have to worry about whether I look presentable for other people,
Yeah, but that's good.
because their opinions don't matter.
日本人はそう和を守る文化だからパジャマで言ったら周りの人にうわあの人パジャマだって思わせてしまうかもなっていう感覚あるからちゃんとした服着ていくみたいな。ヨーロッパは
ヨーロッパはまあ国によってちょっと違ったりするけど、like the best European country that are famous for being 日本人レベルみんなおしゃれ would be Italy.
Yeah, Italy, everybody's so share. They have
Italy.
to be. They have to show the brands also.
Ah, yeah. There you go.
確かに。
I mean, it is the birthplace of a lot of brands, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
Maserati.
マゼラ
Dolce and Gabbana and stuff like that. They were originally from Italy, so they need to show they're proud of that. So that's why.
Niguchi. No?
And the next one online would be like France or something.
Yeah.
But I would say our countries too. Like you don't go American level of wanting to be comfortable. In Eastern Europe bloc, like Romania, Bulgaria, all those countries, the guys do wear like sweatpants or like more quote unquote comfortable clothing. outside.
Yeah.
They are like less regard of oshare. If anything, like you should hold oshare for yourself in very low regard in Eastern Europe. It's a weird standard that too, because like overt masculinity, it's like big standards in dating culture in Eastern Europe. But like for the woman, it's like it's almost like a rule. Like everyone, like you get your nails done every month, you get your hair done every month, you go hair like very oshare every time you go out. You go to the grocery store in pajamas, right? I've never seen someone in the grocery store in Romania who was in sweats, unless it's a guy.
You never heard a Japanese person talking good about anything from themselves in general.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
Like, oh my god, girl, those pants look nice on you. Yeah,
That's so true.
Yeah, it's like humble, and then it's next level, which is the Japanese level of humble. Yeah.
じゃあ次行きましょうか。ということで、
ということで。
アメリカ人くださいでした。
次。
はい、次。まあこれもアメリカとの違いになるんですけど、クレヨンしんちゃんが大人向けのショーです。
In Europe?
In America.
In
In
America.
America. Oh, how's it like in Europe? It's not otonamuke?
Why would it be? It's just a kid.
I mean, I know he's a kid, but you guys show like, I don't know, penis on television?
So it's a cartoon, and it's funny. It's a parody.
Yeah.
ゾウさんなゾウさん。
Zosan.
Yeah.
Or the pretty. You guys don't.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Because like Korean Shin-chan is like what, 4 or 5 years old, right? You go to most, if not all, European beaches, and all the kids under 5-year-old are naked.
Yeah,
But
basically,
naked
yeah.
at the beach. So like,
Yeah.
why would we care?
まずアメリカはクレヨンしんちゃんダメなんだったっけ確か。
It's otonamuke. So like he's showing his Zosan and he's doing, well, in America we call it the puri, the ass dance. And Korean Shinchan, he says it's time for my ass dance. And then, ass is not a word that you use on television. Right? You say bottom, your bottom, right? Ass is like if someone's an asshole, right? That's a curse word. You can't say that on television. I don't know, YouTube maybe. But the thing is, we have that too. Like you'll go to the beach and you'll see a kid naked. It's just there's a lot of censorship on American television and what people want to show their kids, and nudity is not one of them. Any violence or anything like that. A couple of years ago, we reacted to different kinds of censorship. Like they replaced Pegasus, right, a gun with a finger gun. Like this, right? Those kinds of things is not something that Americans want to show their kids. I know. Okay, Gizensha, we all have guns. Okay, all right,
I was about
get
to
it.
say that.
Come on, okay, I need to hear it. It's just, media is different. It's just a different avenue where we can't show these things. And obviously, if you show Zosan to a bunch of little kids, or Adult Swim is going to get a lot of enjo because of that. Like, I don't want my children to be exposed to this.
何歳まで見れないのクレヨンしんちゃん。
Well, you have to be, I don't know, an adult. Like 13 or over probably.
Over 13,
Because
I
you have to be able
guess.
to hear like curse words and like be okay with it.
But
Because
maybe it's because of the dubbing also. It's a little bit more hagishi.
it's just like, I mean, if you think about it too, culturally, you learn from a lot of what you're exposed to, right? I think that Japanese kids can really kubetsu like what is good. Like you don't, well, even if kids, it's like kusa, right? That's zenzen show,
Yeah.
right? And then if your kid says shit, right? That kid is getting a slap to the face, or they're getting detention, or they say it in class, and then now the parents have to apologize to the teacher and then discipline their children because they're using these really bad words that might affect other children.
And they learn from television.
Yeah, they learn from television. Yeah,
Okay.
and because like I called my dad a stupid head, and I was banned from watching like one of the shows as a kid, and I couldn't watch that show for like at least 6 months. And he thought that I
get
learned
it.
it from a show.
But in Crayon Shin-chan, I think the message is don't do the things that Shin-chan does.
Right.
Kubetsu dekinai American. You can't do that. Americans are very hypersensitive to a lot of things
I
because
guess.
I think that there's a lot of fear mongering in the media where Grand Theft Auto, for instance, it was pictured in a way where there was an incident where somebody literally went up to a car, took the person out who wasn't wearing a seatbelt and drove off with the car. I've done that so many times in GTA. So many times.
So many times, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So many times in GTA, and then, you know,
Grand Theft
a lot
Auto.
of parents think that people are going to copy that, and then those stories that get released on the media further feed into these insecurities that parents have, and then want to limit on what their children are exposed to, right? Because, you know, all these kids are trying to figure out what is cool to them. Oh, a cool person to me is like Crayon Shin-chan, who just takes out his butt and shakes it around. I'm gonna do that too. And they don't want to have a child learn from what they watch on TV, copy it at their school, and then have to precedingly apologize to everybody who had their child's ass shown to.
日本の方がではまあクレヨンしんちゃんも子供の時から見れます、結構なんていうの、まあ、過激というか、まあね、ゾウさん見えたりとかお尻見えたりするわけじゃん。アメリカはそれをいやもう見せません、そういう暴力的なものとかセクシーなものを見せません、最後大人になってから出来上がったものがグランドセフトオートって、なんかなんでってなんで子供の時それダメにしたのになんで
インパクトが強すぎない？
Yeah, like 17 years old, yeah, protect, and then 18 years old, 爆発全然あり、でもあるし、暴力的にもいいし、全て大丈夫。Yeah.
子供の時から見せといた方が爆発しない可能性あるじゃん。
No, it's okay. No, but that's where good art comes from, alright? That 爆発。芸術は爆発。Thank you.
ヨーロッパは別に OK なんだね。
Right.
全然違いない。
In Spain, we have not only Crayon Shin-chan, we have other shows like Sipi and Sape, Mortadelo y Filemon, those kind of people that are a little bit always doing like this dirty jokes, like talking about the asses or some ladies' tits and stuff like that. And they're jokes. They're jokes, and it's just funny. And if a kid just reproduce those kind of jokes in reality, they will get like 叱られる絶対. But it's just like, okay, don't do that. Maybe with your friends, you can talk about that with your friends, but not in front of like grown-ups, or grown-ups or your family and people that are gonna, you know, say, don't say that. So you just learn that if you want to practice those kind of jokes, because they're just jokes, they're harmless, you just do that with your friends, and you create like this kind of language and memes that makes amazing memories also. Because I remember having this experience with my friends where we said things that we used to hear in Crayon Shin-chan or this kind of animes or cartoons. And it's just silly. It doesn't have to feel like we're saying something rude or sexy or disrespectful because we're kids. We don't understand that.
Right.
It's just like silly things. We're saying ass. Haha, we said ass. That's it. It's not that, right? Right?
This guy.
It's not that deep.
はい、ということでクレヨンしんちゃんが大人向けでした。
Hey, nice.
はい、ということで今日はヨーロッパ人だけが感じる日本へのカルチャーショックについて話してみました。
When you're a foreigner and you come to Japan, you're learning about another culture. But then you start thinking like, okay, I'm a foreigner, so all the foreigners think the same as me. But then you start talking with people from other countries and you realize there's also differences between America and Europe and in Europe, Spain, France, Italy, and all those different places. And that's why I found the diversity, and I think that's really interesting to see the different things, the 細かいところ. I think it's really good.
今回実はこれなんか多分見てる人は気づかないかもしれないけど新しい取り組みで今までってか大体このカルチャーショック系の動画って日本かそれ以外なのね、それで終わると面白くないなと思ってて、日本なんてもうめっちゃある国の中の一つなわけじゃん。だから、日本とそれ以外で分けちゃうのもったいなくて、だからちょっとね本当は分けたかったけどまあ話分かりやすくするためにヨーロッパアメリカ、日本って今回分けてそれぞれの国のちょっと違いみたいなのを、この動画通してね皆さんにこう理解してもらえたらなと思って、はい、どうだったでしょうか。実際さやっぱ違うわけじゃん。なんか多分もうほぼ 99% の動画が日本か日本以外のカルチャーショックっていうこっち系の動画になっちゃうじゃん。でもそんなことないからね。 でもだって僕らとヨーロッパの一つの国、ルーマニアが違うようにルーマニアとアメリカにも全然違いはあるわけ。そうそう。
Yeah, the important thing to think about is that, wow, look at the differences. Not necessarily, this is better than the other one. I know what you guys are
そう
thinking.
これね
I know what you guys
絶
think.
対やめてね。
I know that, yeah.
Don't do that.
僕らのチャンネルは違いを楽しむってチャンネルだから、
That's it.
いや
That's it.
本当に。
All right, it's time for Mandy to send in Simon. Please plug everything you have, like your new music video.
皆さんのまだまマンディビーブルーです。スペイン出身で今日本で歌手とタレントとして活動してます。私のオリジナル曲童話に響いてもう YouTube チャンネルでミュージックビデオもアップしましたのでぜひチェックしてみてください。そして、NHK 幸せ気分のスペイン語のマンディ先生ですよね。だから一緒にスペイン語を勉強しましょう。じゃあねー。
マンディの SNS は概要欄貼っておきますので皆さん必ずチェックをよろしくお願いします。他に僕らに話してほしいトピックがあればコメント欄までよろしくお願いします。それでは次の動画でまたお会いしましょう。バイバイ。チャンネル
登録して
いただきます。What? What?